White owl wisdom is comes from a healing session that I had with a very good friend of mine, Marilyn Edwards, who is an intuitive healer. And the reason that we were working on a particular wound that I had, and probably still carry a little bit of it, is was a lack mentality, not feeling deserving, and different things of that nature. So she guided me into this place of being centered in a calm state and kind of led me through a visual journey. And where that journey started was what seemed to be at that time and place of existence, whether it was a past life or current life or just a metaphorical visual imagery, was I was at the edge of what seemed to be my tribe's camp, and it was just completely burnt to the ground, and everything was charred black. The ground was black. There was no visual structures that were still intact or anything like that. And as I realized this, I realized that everything was gone. But in that moment as well, there was a white owl that came flying in from the left of where I was standing at. And the closer that it got, the ground started to change into green grass again. And it got a little bit closer. And as it started to get more close, everything started to flourish again. The grass, the flowers, the plants, the environment. But the owl started to shapeshift into kind of what looked to be a medicine man or a wisdom keeper, as I recognized it in that session. And so it landed on the ground next to me and motioned for me to sit down with him. So we both sat down. And in that moment, there were hawks that started to fly over top of us. And we were both looking up. As those hawks were flying over, they had fish in their talons, and they continued to start dropping those fish as they just kind of swirled around us. And it was almost as if they were just bringing them in from afar. And then one of them decided it was going to fly down and join us. So it landed in the area that we were sitting in. And the medicine man reached out his left hand and took the right wing of the hawk. And then he asked me to give him my hand. So he took my left hand as well. And then he motioned for me to take the hawk's wing to connect the three of us. So we were sitting on the ground in what appeared to be the shape of a triangle. In that moment, what took place next was there was these white rabbits that started coming in around us and jumping in and out over top of our arms and wings that were outstretched in and out of this triangle that was there and what was created. And in this moment, I started to realize that what the representation of these things were the abundance that I wasn't seeing because of that lack mentality that I had. So the realization of that was what clicked for the medicine man to be able to turn to me and say, "We are now one." And when he said that, it was a recognition of the fact that him, myself, and the hawk, all three of us were connected, as well as the others that were there and had been there with us throughout this visual depiction of what I was experiencing. And from that has been with me ever since then, it's been a few years now, but that information, that knowingness that has developed into what I'm calling white owl wisdom, essential spirit paintings. So it's WOW ESP for short, a little play on words, a little play on acronyms. And also, too, for anybody that has seen my current logo that has a little lightning bolt in the center of it, it is now the full expression of what that logo symbolizes. Because if you look at it closely, it may look like just a big W, but it's actually a W, an O, and another W. So it's the white owl wisdom, the WOW together. The center has a TP, which is where I would reside and get information from above, which is what the lightning bolt symbolizes. And that's how white owl wisdom came about.